So I wanted to share another experience with the Enrico information and just how compelling it together. And the information was, I don't remember it was in which one of those channelings he said something like this, but what I do remember is that maybe like some years ago I was like really in the driving. Sometimes I was like, I'm so bored, I want to go and drive somewhere. But yesterday it was an interview, and the lady asked, why are you always doing the videos while you're driving? And I said, because it's the only free time for me to do these videos, because at home I'm doing something else. Many times I have seminars, and so it's the only free time when I do. And many times at home I'm spending like an hour or two putting those videos together and uploading them on YouTube. So but about driving, I love to drive. I was really happy, and like driving for me was like a meditation, driving somewhere. But then like lately, or like some years ago, I'm realizing that I'm getting really tired of driving, and I was like, why is this? And then I was like thinking and doing a little bit of meditation, and then I received the answer. Because I'm driving on a regular basis. Sometimes when people start thinking about economy, is it cheaper to drive this road? I want to drive the fastest road to save some fuel, save my money on fuel, and this is the fastest way there, and so on. And I have lost this joy of driving, because I'm always thinking what is faster, what is more economical, what is I've been thinking about economic driving many years ago, but then I've lost this, because I'm always like, no, to go to work, this is the fastest and the easiest way, and I go there. And every day the same road, every day to the same place, the same road. And after a few days you get tired of it. After a few days you get bored of it. And what many times I have heard about Enrico is like doing your joy, doing it amplifies your energy. Well, I was not paying attention in this small particular way that and there's a summary. So you're driving all the same, you get bored, and you get tired, and then the driving itself becomes a really tiring process. Wait. And but when you start driving and put your attention that you want to just drive somewhere because it's more joyful, or do something in a different way because it's more joyful, it's more interesting, then you can charge up yourself. You can charge up yourself with excitement, with joy, with happiness, and with energy. And it's something like when we go there to one place and we come back from that one place, the same road, it's not that interesting anymore. It's, oh yeah, I've seen this and done this. But when you come back from that place through a different road, it's more interesting, it's more exciting. You get like, man, and you watch, there are new plants, there is more different people here, different buildings here, different stuff going on here, and it's like more and more exciting, more and more interesting for you. And then you start doing it with joy, and you start taking the new energy, fresh energy from around. And this is what many times Enrico is saying, that people who are sitting all the time at their home doing the same thing over and over again, they become gray-like, they become sad, weak, and they don't have the joy of doing something, because they always are like, I'm sad, everything is pointless, everything is unuseful, and they start to like sit at their home day to day and doing nothing. But when you do get outside of the home, when you do start taking new trips, new places, new energies. You start to charge up yourself. You start to take the fresh energy from all over the places. And then I was driving. I need to drive to Valmiera, which is a city like where I usually drive. And it's always the same road, always the same boring road. And then I decided, like, okay, the thing is, I'm so tired of driving the same road over and over again. I want to take a different road. I want to take and go. Sometimes when I was meditating a lot earlier, I was like, okay, let's drive here, then here, then here, whatever it may take, completely without knowing where the road is leading. And it becomes so interesting, so exciting, and you remember lots of interesting things on your journeys. But when you drive, no, the easiest way, use your navigation, drive your navigation. The easiest way is here, and it gets so boring, so really boring. But there are people who are like intellectual, and they can get like an intellectual satisfaction that they went to the absolute cheapest or the best road that there was, and he's completely satisfied and he's happy now with himself. Now this is a different story. More it's about how it resonates your personality. And yeah, so that's what I want to say is that when I started driving this other road, I came to Valmiera with a completely relaxed, completely nice, completely and I was like, man, but I drive such a long distance, but I'm completely okay. And I was like, man, what did happen? And then I remembered this what I was talking about, and I was like, man, but this relates to many things that we do on a regular basis, like and you just need to take fresh energy, refresh yourself, freshen up yourself, lighten up yourself with fresh energy. And the thing is to do it is not to follow some kind of a regular pattern, regular basis, to do it in a completely new way, to express or to experience yourself in a completely new direction. And that is really energizing, that is really uplifting, that's really and it becomes really joyful. And you then will never or much less come across to sadness, depression or weakness. You always be like, I want to try something new, and oh, this is completely boring, I want to do something else. And this information was yeah, so now I know how I will go home. Now I know it's not like, okay, I will go there. It's like I'm planning to go home, and let's see how I will get there. Let's see how I'm planning to be born on Earth, and let me see what I will do there. I'm not sure yet, and this is what many times Enrico is telling, that his thinking or his reality or world is like many times from his energy, his golden yellow and sometimes white energy, is that sometimes he messes completely everything up, and then he sits down and he's really curious how the universe will solve this situation, how everything will come back together in a harmonious way. Meaning that he was giving me a story that he is going, for example, a story giving it more detail, that he's going on a trip on a spaceship. It's a really important job you need to take with a crew, and now it's the Enrico's shift to drive this ship and this spaceship, and the Enrico is like, okay, the crew now goes away to sleep, and he is now driving. And after 6 minutes he is completely bored, because straight direction, straight, you need to go there, completely straight. He is completely bored. He's like, oh, and it's becoming painful. It's becoming how to say, difficult, hard. It's a problem. I don't know how to say it. It's like struggling. It's like horrible. Everything is bad. and and then he says he opens the control panel, messes completely everything up, and went to a completely remote, completely different planet, somewhere in the jungle, in the middle of nowhere, in a completely different side of the universe. And then the ET groups, the ET aliens, the intellectual beings come to when they woke up, they're like, something is different. And they woke up, spaceship door is opened, the saucer, they're in the middle of jungle, and they're like, okay, maybe we're here. And then all of a sudden Enrico comes out of the jungle with friends like Chewbacca, some kind of different creatures, and the Enrico is like, look at these interesting beings. He has already made friends with them. He is like a celebrity right now at that planet, and the crew, the cabin crew, is completely fed up. It's like they're completely angry and like, it was a really important delivery, we needed to deliver it as soon as possible, but now we're in the middle of somewhere jungle and so on. And then Enrico is like, how interesting, how will this now solve out, because this was a so interesting place, and the situations which are now happening are even more interesting. And he's like, let's see. And then they're trying to solve something, and Enrico is like, this is such an interesting experience, this is such an interesting journey. And then they went there, and then what always Enrico is saying, that universe has always a way to solve out and balance everything out. There's always a way how everything matches back together. And then in that experience, or in that visualization that he gave me, that there was and there is always a way back, even in the deepest nowhere there is always a way back. And and how universe solved this out. So, for example, another ship came by, or they went, and it wasn't that necessary to be that quick there, or delivery could be delayed, and everything. What can happen? So what I want to say is also that even if you go in the middle of nowhere with your car or in your life, there is always a way back to your harmonious self. There is always a way back, no matter where you are. So what I wanted to say is that life is really, and how I see it, is really meant to be full of joy, full of happiness, full of experiences that you really want to have, experiences really you want to do. Don't do it on a schedule, don't do it on a point to point, this is how it should be, this is how it's supposed to happen. Let the life solve everything and balance everything, and take you in a completely new and interesting journey. So this was another thing which I wanted to share from the point of view of driving. So this is where I lose my joy of driving. Okay, so bye, and thank you for listening. And art-of-peace.info, and on the right side you can switch to English fact.